The OPPO F9 Pro have an 6.3-inch touchscreen display with an aspect ratio of 19.5:9. There is an octa-core MediaTek Helio P60 processor along with 6GB of RAM inside this device. As far as the cameras are concerned, on the rear there is a 16-megapixel camera and another 2-megapixel sensor. It sports a 25-megapixel camera on the front for selfies. It runs ColorOS 5.2 on top of Android 8.1 Oreo and packs 64GB of storage, which is expandable via microSD card up to 256GB. One of the F9 Pro's headlining features is its 3500 mAh battery and support for OPPO's VOOC rapid charging standard. It was released in sunrise red, twilight blue and starry purple colors. OPPO Reno Z smartphone was launched on 13th May 2019. The phone comes with a 6.40-inch touchscreen display and an aspect ratio of 19.5:9. It is powered by a 2 GHz octa-core MediaTek Helio P90 processor. It comes with 6GB of RAM. As far as the cameras are concerned, the OPPO Reno Z on the rear packs a 48-megapixel primary camera with an 1.7 aperture and a pixel size of 1.2 micron and a second 5-megapixel camera with an 2.4 aperture. The rear camera setup has autofocus. It sports a 32-megapixel camera on the front for selfies. This phone runs ColorOS 6.0 based on Android Pie and packs 256GB of inbuilt storage. It is powered by a 4035 mAh battery and supports 20 watt of fast battery charging. It was launched in star purple, extreme night black, coral orange and bead white colors. OPPO F11 Pro smartphone was launched in March 2019. The phone comes with a 6.53-inch display with a resolution of 1080 by 2340 pixels. It is powered by a MediaTek Helio P70 chipset along with 6GB of RAM. As far as the cameras are concerned, the OPPO F11 Pro on the rear packs a 48-megapixel primary camera and a second 5-megapixel camera. It sports a 16-megapixel camera on the front for selfies. It runs ColorOS 6 based on Android 9 and packs 64GB of inbuilt storage that can be expanded via a microSD card up to 256GB. It is powered by a 4000 mAh battery and supports VOOC fast charging. It was launched in Aurora Green and Thunder Black colors. The OPPO R17 Pro sports a 6.4-inch display with a water drop notch and has an in-display fingerprint scanner. This phone have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 710 chipset along with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. This phone has a dual camera setup consisting of a 12-megapixel primary and a 20-megapixel secondary sensor. It also has a 3D sensor which helps it for 3D scanning. It has a 25-megapixel selfie camera. OPPO R17 Pro runs ColorOS 5.2 based on Android 8.1 Oreo. It has two 1850 mAh batteries, totaling the capacity to 3700 mAh, which supports fast charging. OPPO Reno smartphone was launched in April 2019. The phone comes with a 6.40-inch touchscreen display and an aspect ratio of 19.5:9. OPPO Reno is powered by a 2.2 GHz octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 710 processor along with 8GB of RAM. As far as the cameras are concerned, the OPPO Reno on the rear packs a 48-megapixel primary camera with an 1.7 aperture and a second 5-megapixel camera. The rear camera setup has autofocus. It sports a 16-megapixel camera on the front for selfies. This phone runs ColorOS 6 based on Android 9.0 Pie and packs 256GB of inbuilt storage. It is powered by a 3765 mAh battery and supports 20 watt of fast battery charging. It was launched in extreme night black, foxy green, mist powder and nebula purple colors.